Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to an exciting vlog from Andalusia, Spain. Today we're gonna be hiking to Castillejo castle ruins at Guanar, Fondon, and we're gonna see some tropical fruit orchards. Let's get started! As you may know from previous vlog, we have accommodation at Salvadoreña town near the coast, and we took this curvy road until the town Guanar, Fondon. As I mentioned, we're starting the hike at the Guanar Fondon mountain town, and we can see straight away the lots of orchards and fruit trees like this persimmon tree over here. We also see a fig tree, some more persimmon trees, also orange trees, and all these are mango trees. So this area around Malaga is pretty much subtropics, so temperatures don't go under 10 degrees. There is enough water, you can grow tropical fruits like bananas, mangoes, oranges, avocados, and so on. Here I'm trying out these oranges if they are ready, but they're too hard, maybe they'll be ripe in a few weeks. And here we spotted the first avocado tree, which we're quite surprised that it grows here. Here was our biggest surprise, the cherry moya tree, which I thought grows only in the tropics, but here it is, it grows also in the subtropical environment here. They're also hard as a rock, not ripe at all. So till here we're not really hiking, we're walking on this paved road for cars. And as you can see, there's quite lots of water flowing through this valley. That's why they're able to grow so many fruit trees. Otherwise it would look like that slope over there with the only dry environment and only bushes growing there. So this is how I imagine the world in the future, just fruit trees planted everywhere. You can just walk around and pick your favorite fruit when you go on a hike. It will be amazing. Here on the right side you can see a part of El Castillo ruins where we plan to get to, and down we want to get another way behind the hill. Here I'm trying raw olive, which tastes really bitter. Spain is actually the biggest producer of olives in the world, followed by Italy and Greece. This is the place where we go off the big road, which continues up here, and we go now down here with this path. Again, following the GPS path that somebody uploaded on the Wikilog app. So over there is that main road that we followed with a little elevation that keeps going up there, and now we descended to this single trail that keeps going up steeper. We don't see fruit trees anymore, but we got these amazing views. After about 100 meters of ascent from the main road, we got to this crossroad. So to the right, we keep going the way to Castillejo, but there is another hiking path to the left that we don't really know where it's going. And I don't see it on our maps.me GPS, but I'm sure some more paths are found on a Wikiloc app, especially if the locals were going there. And I see this little table that says there is a European Union donation here, so this path is probably one of the newer ones. So I see that the path follows this slope over here and then maybe goes up to some of these hills in the distance, or maybe just connects to another path later on. But it looks pretty nice and will be great to explore it sometimes. Down here we can already see the Castillejo ruins, so we'll probably have to descend down there with this ridge line. So you see how much drier and deforested these areas up here is compared to down there with the lush fruit trees. And for lunch we're having some baked potatoes, so there is no excuse not to be healthy and eating whole foods vegan when you're hiking. Now we had lunch and it's time to descend down to the castle ruins. Let's go. Alright, here we go down to this crossroad and we're gonna make a loop through Guanar town on the left, 22 minutes, and we have 3 more minutes to El Castillo. Let's go! As you notice, castles are strategically built on top of the hills because it's easier to defend in times of the war. And according to the table, this castle is from 13th to 14th century, so about 800 years old. As you can see from here, it was quite easy to spot if somebody was approaching the castle and also to shoot from here. And down there you can see the path where we're gonna descend to the town Guanar. So from down there we couldn't really tell the size of these castle ruins, but looking around it must have been a pretty big castle back in the days before it was destroyed. So it goes all the way to the left and down there at the end as well. And here we you have these tables numbering the number of houses. At times of the war, all the people in the region were pretty much hiding here in this castle fortification, so they had to have enough place for everybody. So here we got pretty much till the end of this ridgeline where the castle was built on, and from here it's pretty much really steep, and I'm not sure if there are even any paths there. So you may notice the castles are often built on steep cliffs, so they have a fewest accesses possible. People today are complaining many times how hard their life is, but compared to people that are living at the times of this castle, it's nothing. These people must have been living in a fear all the time that some army is gonna come and wipe them out, and then they had to fight for their life on this castle, so it must have been a hard life. Right, that's it for seeing the castle ruins. Now we're gonna head down to the town Guanar Faragalt that you can see down here, and from there to Guanar Fondon where we have a car. It's quite interesting to see these monuments from old history to compare to our life is now and how lucky we are to live in this day and age. So for people living today, especially in the first world countries, thinking about that other country is gonna attack them and that they will have to defend themselves and fight for their life is just unimaginable. But for people living here in the past, it was on their mind daily. And I believe people living a few hundred years in the future, they will not go to work every day to earn money for accommodation and food. The fruit trees will be growing everywhere without any fences around them, and people would find out a way how to feed everyone without them needing to go to work every day. So as you notice, now we're descending down to this more lush area with the fruit trees. So I imagine here in the future would look like something like this, where you just walk around, there'll be no fences, and you can just pick fruit like we picked the persimmons from this tree. It will be something amazing that I really look forward to. Here we spotted another cherry moya tree, and there are actually a lot of cherry moyas smashed here on the ground, and some of them are quite ripe and sweet.
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair, but those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time, do you remember? Can I take you there?
So this place looks like a nice place for living. You have this football field or tennis court. You have all the hills with fruit trees, but unfortunately they're fenced up, so you can't just live in a fairy tale world like I imagine to be, where you can just pick fruit anywhere you go. But I really believe it's not just fairy tale, and it's gonna happen sooner or later. We just need people to have the right mindset, not be so greedy, and stop eating the animal products. It would free up 3 times as much land as is used for plant products. I hope you enjoyed today's hiking loop with Fruit Orchard and Castle Ruins. And for now, stay healthy
And stay adventurous!